Well, good morning, folks. It is 7:08. It is the 3rd of March, 2016. And yep, it's me. I'm back with the Isaac David Brigmond Show. Sorry I took a break. Had some things I had to go through, but I'm back. Anyhow, you noticed something today, and if you didn't realize it, the name of the show is named after me, Isaac David Brigmond. And I'm also going to do at 5:30 p.m. tonight the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. So that's back on too. Excuse me for not doing it like I was supposed to have, but I am going to at 5:30. And also 6 a.m. on Sundays and 5:30 during the week and weekend. From Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday, it'll be 5:30 p.m. But now, come Sunday, it'll be 6 a.m. But anyhow, and then in the mornings around 7 a.m., I'll do the Isaac David Brigmond Show. Now, good morning, folks. I want y'all to understand that what's going on with this presidential election, guys. We've been having problems with Donald Trump, and it's like 1 minute he says one thing, 1 minute he says another. If you like Trump and you know me, don't take it to offense. Also, guys, if Carson's the only man we got in the White House trying to put God back in, then I guess we've got to vote for him if we want God in the White House again, because God was in with Washington, Lincoln, and the Roosevelts. But when they all died out, everybody said, "Get out of here, God. We don't need you in politics. We don't need you in schools." People used to pray in schools. There's probably some schools that can probably say the Pledge of Allegiance and some that can't. You can't even go to a sporting event at your local school and say the Lord's Prayer or any kind of prayer, or you'll get in trouble. Now, I find that very highly offensive to think that, why would you even want to do something like that, folks? We live in a world where we're supposed to be able to have every kind of freedom in the world. But we don't get that freedom because it's too much of a hassle to have to explain to the world, hey, I'm not trying to be dirty or nothing. I'm just saying we got to understand our freedoms have been taken from us. And yet we're still sitting there saying, hey, we don't need all that. We don't want all that. I say, America, we need to wise up, wake up, smart up, and say, let's smell the coffee. It's there waiting on you to drink it. But we can't drink it till it cools off. When it cools off, go at it, because we ain't going to see another day like this in our entire life. I know we won't. I've seen it happen before, where I would say, you'd say, why do we do this stuff? Do also realize that I also have a second page on Facebook, which is the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. But when you look it up on the internet, look for Christian Hearts. That's the name of the page. But it represents the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. It is an online church that I run through Spreaker.com, through YouTube, through Twitter, and through Facebook. And I also want y'all to know, what's up with these people who say that, if you, like the president did, and I know he was doing it to be hip, the president got in the middle of something that he didn't need to do. And he was doing this to be clever. Tell you, that's what it was. I'll tell you, that's what he was doing. But what happened was the president got to the point where he was like, yeah, okay. I'm the president of the United States. I'm going to go to a function within the United States. And I'm going to act like I am so hip with these people. I'm so cool with these people. Not really thinking about the fact that I might be actually making myself look more foolish than what I am. Obama? Oh, now you can call me Obama. Oh, yeah, whatever, President. We've been calling you stuff. I haven't personally called you anything, but people have been calling you stuff since the day they actually knew what you were about. And it wasn't that they were trying to make fun of you. It's just they just got to the point where they got tired of stuff you said and done. Like the Obamacare. What are we going to have? The Trump care? The Clinton care? The Sanders care? The Rubio care? The Carson care? The Kasich care? I mean, come on now. We can't be having all these cares. If Romney got into it, the Romney care? I mean, come on, folks. What is it with you people who sit back and you look at folks and you say, have at it, suckers, have at it. They have at it. Then you look at them like, what are you doing? Like, you said have at it. Like, I might have said that, but I didn't mean it like that. Excuse my language. I've been battling with a cold lately. But I mean, it's like saying to a man, you want to do things your way, but your way seems to be the way that I don't understand. That may be true, but I don't make something of what you want to do with your life. But see, and it's like these people go to college, and they come out, some of them come out geniuses, and some come out just dumber than they went in, and they act like they're dumb as a box of rocks. And I'm not making fun of nobody. I'm just saying, is our educational system coming to a point where we can send kids to school, they come out acting like, I don't know nothing, when we're supposed to send them to school to come out acting like they know everything in the world? Well, some kids think they know more than the adults these days. Get smart with you. And I don't like these people that are being nice to the elderly or the older people. Like, to me, I'm considered older to some folks. I'm 34. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I've seen people younger than me ask me if I want to do stuff with them. And you'd say, yeah, sure. You do it. Then you come back finding out what you really done was basically got invited to something. And then if you went or didn't go, they think they got you where they want you so they can ask you for money or anything in this world. People, if you want to be my friend, that's fine. But why are you asking for stuff that you're supposed to already have? And besides, if you live on a paycheck, go get your supplies when your money comes in. If you live on SSI, which I'm getting tired of folks making fun of SSI because there's nothing wrong with it. But y'all think it's wrong because if y'all don't live that way, no one else should. If you gotta live on SSI, that's fine. But make sure you need it first, because I've seen people do it. Get on SSI, didn't need it, and then they got in trouble because they said, oh, I need SSI. I need it. And they said, okay, prove it. Then people can't prove that because they're too busy telling you where it was wrong, what they were doing. So I say, folks, if you're going to talk about it, make sure you know what you're talking about first. I've seen grown men go through stuff where they told you what was right and wrong, and they didn't know the answer to the question. Like I let y'all know that every show I do is to do with God and Jesus. And also I need to go back to the cooking show. Basically, it was simple recipes that y'all could do at home. And I will try to do that from 4:30 until 5:30. Or 4:30 until 5 o'clock. So, tune in at 4:30 until 5 o'clock. Now, I may end sooner than that, depending on the recipe I got for you. But a lot of these recipes will be how to cook this and that, and basically how to put this here on the plate to where it makes a meal. Like add this with this and add this with this, and you got a meal. But then it might be a drink recipe about a non-alcoholic mixed drink, like I've done in the past. But it will still be some more cooking with Isaac David Brigmond. And it will be from 4:30 until 5 o'clock. And then, like I said, at 5:30 we do the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. Anyhow, back to where I was on this. Why is it that I see people talking, and they talk the good talk, they make the decisions that they need to make, but yet they don't sit there and tell you up and down the board, why is it that they believe in God, they believe in Jesus, but what they don't believe in is trying to prove it. Or either, if they don't want to prove that, it's always something with people. I'm a guy, you're a guy, and then we got to go out and find women. Did I say that, or did you say that? You said it because you felt like the world needed more men hunting for women instead of men hunting for knowledge about why they're alive and what God made them for. If you stick to the point of why God made me more than anything else story, you might see yourself higher up on the educational chain. But we sit there and they're talking about like some of the stupid things that people talk about doing. Well, now they're talking about wanting to basically shut down Gitmo. If you shut that down, does that mean you let the terrorists run the world? I don't think I want to live in a world where terrorists are running everywhere, acting like they ain't got no sense. I'd rather live in a world where I know for sure that when I wake up, I'm going to wake up the same way I woke up this morning, free and safe. And I want to know that I can go to church like I do and worship in one or two or more churches, because I don't have a problem with it. I'm going to say this, and if I done something wrong for saying this, then somebody come and correct me in a nice way, because when I say things about people or places or things, I'm trying to honor them for the good they do for humanity and for God. But a lot of times you get told that if you say things about an organization, you better be sure that you got a reason for it, and it's okay. Well, I'm going to do this, and if I stepped out of line, explain it to me, folks. But people, I want to give a shout out to the Heaven Saints, because that is a motorcycle ministry. But if you want to join it, talk to them and see if you're a candidate for it. But it's not actually a gang. It's not more of a group. It's just a thing to where Christians get together, and it was started by a biker. If you want to look up Barry Mason on YouTube, you will see a ex-Hell's Angel who became a Christian preaching about God the way that God should be preached about, and trying to explain the truth to you about God. Because when Barry Mason got his life straightened out, he pretty much knew God. He didn't know God when I think he knew about God, but to know God is to actually be there with God on earth, like a lot of Christians are. And he got to that point before he died. And I believe he went to heaven. He got saved. I believe that, because I believe that people can get saved, and it's hard to get. But I mean, you get criticized for your past. I know that because I've been there before. I've done things in my past I'm not proud of, and I get looked at funny for it. And I do get looked at like, why did you say this? Why did you do this? I said it and I done it because I had no sense of what I was doing back then. Now I have sense, so I'm going to do what God told me to do to start with. I was a good guy putting myself in bad situations. Yes, when I was a child, I did things I wasn't proud of. I agree with that. And this is me, Isaac David Brigmond, speaking to you, not someone else. I'm telling you that I had some things I did in my childhood when you lash out in anger that I wasn't proud of. But as an adult, from teenage years on up, I was a good guy getting in trouble for helping out the wrong people, not knowing any better. I had a rough father. He was half good, half bad. But he was what he was, and everybody would ask you if he'd done something good for you, what does he want from you? I had some half brothers and sisters that the wife that he was married to at the time, some of those kids were her kids, some were her stepkids, but she taught them how to pick the pockets of our passed out father. Yeah, I wasn't even in a picture yet because he hadn't met my mom yet to actually be able to have me. And that's a rough life to live. And you know what? Many people who do talk shows don't talk about this stuff like I do, because I know that it's something you just don't say much about. Not because you don't want to, but because they're too scared to. You're too scared to say, look, Lord, I got problems and I want the world to know I've done things I'm not proud of. And I'm at a point in my life now I'm proud of myself. But I can't just sit there and say, well, this is what happened or didn't happen. It happened because I wanted it to happen. And there's a lot of times I had chances to do things with people I wasn't so happy with. I was scared of, because I knew that these people had something going on in their life, and I didn't want to ruin their life by putting my life in theirs. No matter if it's a part 1 or part 2 with me and them. Me and our women. And I didn't want to get in trouble. I know guys now that left me alone because they felt like they were messing my life up by being around me. When knowing I could have probably had a better story with them, they just didn't want to find it out. They said, no, I'm messing your life up, so I'll quit with you. They didn't say that directly, but they said it indirectly, and it got the point across to me that they didn't want to deal with me anymore because they just had their reasons. And I don't want to feel bad about it, but people, come on. We live in a society where we're going to talk about stuff we don't understand about. And I tell you, folks, why do you want to live in a world where you don't get it? And with my videos I'm doing, there will be YouTube videos where one YouTube video will be the Spreaker.com version, and then the other will be a live, me in front of the camera, where you can see my face version of the same programs. So you get them 2 times in video form. But anyway, what it is, I think with some folks, is that they're cowards, they're scared, they're lonely, they're worried, they're freaking out because they don't have in their life the things that they need or want. And if you had what you need in life, you wouldn't need to be talking about people you don't know about. I love you people, and I'm going to try to do better with my life as your friend and your family members. And if you live near me, I want you to come by. I want you to go to 2 churches. Go to Broxton, Georgia. Go to 107 and 109 Oak Muggy Street, Broxton, Georgia, 31519. The phone number is 912-592-6165. Ask for Pastor Don T. Lott. He'll tell you more information about the church. And also, on Sundays at 2 p.m., on what's considered 441 or the Broxton Douglas Highway. For those of you that know about this place, there was a store that was across from the Elks Lodge that was called Wani's Cloth Barn. Well, now they're using it for a church called the Lost and Found Church. It is a church that is a mix of motorcycles and automobiles. There are good Christian people there. I mean, you go there, you will feel welcome. They will love you. I've seen them hug on people before the way God said to hug on a man. Talk to a man and woman like God said to. You get treated like family there. Those members of that church, they go to one church in the morning, and then that evening they go to another church. Each person has their own different morning churches. They don't all go to the same morning church. But then that evening around 2 p.m. they go to the Lost and Found Church. And that's where the old Wani's Cloth Barn was in Douglas, Georgia. It looks like a barn, the building does. And it's across from I think it's the BOPE. There's a sign that says BOPE on a big brick building. Well, look across from it, and you'll see a little house, and you'll see beside it what looks like a red top barn. That's it. Well, you should see a sign that says the Lost and Found Church. It'll soon be up there. It's fairly new. But anyway, but I do believe in what these guys are doing. They're good guys, and that they're trying a ministry that involves Christian bikers and regular Christians to get together and become one. Basically, that's what the group, the Heaven Saints, is basically Christians of all backgrounds coming together and yes, you're Christians mingling with the biker Christians, but I'm in the process of trying to look for either a motorcycle or either a bicycle. If it's a bicycle, I want a 3-wheel bicycle for adults. A trike bicycle for adults. Or a trike motorcycle. But it don't matter to some folks. My belief of a biker is if you have the attitude of a Christian biker, or if you actually have the attitude and own either a motorcycle or a bicycle, you're still a biker. Either one of the three. But I have to let y'all go. But I just wanted y'all to know, I think Trump needs to calm down and realize it ain't all about money. It's about trying to put the right man in the White House that God appointed to start with. It's about people trying to talk to God and say, God, who do we need in the White House? It's about putting God as the president and Jesus as the vice president. It's about love thy mother, and if your mother and father aren't together no more and your father is dead, then guys, if you're like me and your mom has somebody and you get along with him, honor him, because he cares about her and he's also your friend too. Yes, there's nothing wrong with your mother dating a guy and you actually getting along with the guy and making friends with him. And if that's the case, honor both of them. Because also, don't get all upset about the whole entire world, the way they do things. Because if God does his thing, we got to worry about what God's up to, not what the devil's up to. We got to worry more about God, because the devil ain't going to be able to do much if we let God do more. And I wish up and pray for that to happen. Let's pray. Dear Lord, I pray that each person that listens to the Isaac David Brigmond Show, the Cooking with Isaac David Brigmond Show, and the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry will be able to get something biblical understanding out of it. Because God said that with the radio show, you get politics and other subjects God's way. With the cooking show, you get good recipes in your stomach, and that's something from God. And that with the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry, you go to church with me. You go to my church that I run when I do these. So I pray that each person gets something out of it, and that each person that hears it don't take offense to something I said. And I pray that each person in this world can get well in all aspects of their life. And I pray that if you have a disorder or a problem, go to see your doctor ASAP. Go to the hospital ASAP. Don't wait till you're losing an arm or a leg before you do it. And I pray this will come to pass. In the name of God, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. God bless you and have a nice day.